Okay. Hello, everyone. Hopefully you all can hear me okay. Welcome to ACAB True Crime. Today I decided to go live because I've been working on doing other videos and planning and collecting and researching for other stuff, but this case, the David case, is really sparking my interest right now, and I actually last night stayed up pretty late doing a bunch of research on it, and I thought I came across some pretty interesting um, things that I wanted to just share, and yeah, get that started with everyone. So let's see here. I don't know what I'm doing, but that's just fine. Okay. Oh, I don't know what the hell. Can I get rid of that? I'm so dumb. Okay. Thank you for your patience. So, okay, I have a little thing right here. So, yeah, welcome to ACAB True Crime. I appreciate you all being here. So, as I said, I stayed up kind of late and I collected a bunch of stuff. And I just, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, there's this case that's going on right now. I'm calling it the David case. And it is I think he's in huge trouble. So, I will share the reasons why I think that, and then go into a little bit more detail about kind of what I think maybe contributed to his actions. And again, this is all hypothetical. I am not licensed, or I'm not giving out medical information. I'm just giving my perspective, which is a pretty big history of criminal psychology, working in prisons as a psychologist for lots of years, and just always been in the mental health community. So, and also very interested in true crime. Anyways, so yeah, what I'm gonna do in this video, hopefully, and I actually am getting late, started a lot of, way late, and I have to take off probably. I probably won't. My goal is to try to get this all in right now, and before I have to go, which is unfortunately gonna be in I don't know, I want to say I might only have a half an hour, which sucks. So I'll go fast, but then if I don't finish, I'll for sure come on tomorrow and finish everything. So anyways, what I hope to cover in today's video and tomorrow's is the new information and just general overview of what's going on in this case right now, and then talk about a little bit of information that I found out about the victim in this case, as well as David. And also, I thought that there was I did some other reading on, I watched interviews that he's done, and watched a bunch of his music videos, and read a bunch of the lyrics, and also read a lot of articles where there was people interviewing him. So I feel I got a pretty good grasp on him, and I have some opinions. But it's, yeah, this is a very bizarre case. I think it's a very bizarre case, and it probably will turn out to be as it goes along, but I don't think I have information or pictures, so I'll just start with this, and then I'll do something else. I will share the stuff that I actually have. Okay. Anyways, so alright, so yeah, so this guy David, his name is spelled D4vd, but it's pronounced David, and he is I think he's, oh my god, I thought I was gonna find out, I forgot that I was gonna look at his birthday, hold on. Just, okay, so, that's weird. Anyways, here we go, Wikipedia. He was born in 2005. So that makes him currently, his birthday's in March, so he's already been turned, so he's 20. Oh, he's only 20. That sucks. He's so little. Yeah, and that's kind of what I picked up on a lot of the stuff, is he is just very young, and on top of it, I think he has a couple of other factors that are making him see him or just, I think his mind and brain operates in ways that aren't necessarily aligned with how everyone else does things, I guess. And yeah, there's multiple things I think contributing to that. So yeah, so anyways, he was on tour. Hold on, I kind of want to look up his dates of his tours too. Hold on, I'm going to see if David. Okay, here we go, here we go. So, he was supposed to be in San Francisco tonight, but he had to cancel his shows, and he also, fuck, I wonder if it shows. Yeah, I want to see all dates. Oh, it won't let me look at the past. Come on, come on. That's annoying. Well, anyways, I know that he. Well, no, I want to know when he freaking started. Hold on. This is relevant. What the fuck? Here we go. Hold on, motherfucker. Okay, it says he is touring across 15 countries and 32 upcoming concerts. Their next tour date is at the Warfield in San Francisco. After that, they'll be in Greek Theater. But why can't you show me what the past dates were? Here we go. Oh my god. Oh, okay, perfect. Love this. Okay, so, oh yay. Okay, perfect. All right. So it's called the Withered Tour, and it said it's taking place from August 5th, 2025 until November 5th or 4th, 2025 across North America, UK, Ireland, and continental Europe. So, okay, so that means he started on August 5th, right? So he was in Phoenix on the 6th. I'm pretty sure he lived in either Houston or LA. So yeah, it kicks off in Del Mar, California, and I think so yeah, he was there August 5th. What day is today? September 18th? Damn. Okay. So about a week ago, they found out that I know he was going to be in Minneapolis too. I can't remember, but anyways. So he about a week ago, they ended up finding a car that was out in California that people were complaining that they thought that it had been kind of just sitting around, and I think a couple of people in the neighborhood, it's in a pretty richy neighborhood in LA, and a bunch of people had said that they had noticed it for the last month, kind of being around their neighborhood, but it would randomly switch spots every week or so, which is weird. I don't know where David lives, or if he has a place around there, or if any of his friends are living over there, but I just wonder why his car would be there. Well, anyway, so I just gave away spoiler alert, it ends up being David's car, and that's how he kind of gets into this whole thing. But I'll just start off right off from that, where there was just this kind of car. It was a Tesla, and like I said, people in the neighborhood kind of noticed it moving around or whatever. Didn't really know who it belonged to, and then I think they got it towed. Yeah, I think they got it towed, and because the neighbors noticed it and thought it was a little bit weird, and it's a Tesla. And then I think in the impound lot, people started noticing that it was smelling really bad, and they said that they noticed that it was coming from the front of the car, the trunk, even though I guess the Tesla has their storage unit in the front or something. I don't know where they keep the battery, maybe that's in the back, but and they were yeah, it's starting to really smell from there. So then they ended up getting a search warrant or something for the car, and they opened it up and found a woman or a girl who had been red rummed that was in there. And they said that, well, this was what I thought was weird. At one point they said that when they got her, she only weighed 75 pounds, but I'm okay, because the way that they found the state of her body was, it was not in good conditions. Obviously it had been decomposing for a while since people reported the smell, which means it must have, and it's in the middle of the summer in California, and and they obviously, like, people had been seeing it and smelling it for like weeks or whatever. So they said they ended up finding this body, and it was like wrapped in plastic, and that also it had been like cut into different parts. Like there was different pieces of the body, and but I'm like just picturing, like, I mean, not to be super grotesque or whatever, but I mean, like, some of that shit's got to just be like, you know, liquid, and I can't really imagine, to be honest. And yeah, so I think I just lost my train of thought because that like distracted me a bunch. Just thinking about how gross that is. Anyways, so then they were like, okay, well, whose car is this? Because we just found like a red rummed person in it, and they thought it looked like a teenager. And then they found out that the car traced back to having the owner be, and people were like, okay, that's weird, but like he was on tour, he wasn't like ending his tour, he kept like continuing to go to like the different, he must have told the cops like that he didn't know what was going on, and that like he had nothing to do with it, because I don't know why they didn't make him like stop his tour. Like he must have been like, no, it's not mine, you know, or I don't know. I mean, I would think that there would be probable enough cause to, like, if there's someone's like rotting body in your car, like that would be enough for like them to be like, you should come back and talk to us, you know. But anyways, what do I know? But yeah, and then they ended up so it was like a week now. So like actually it happened last week, where they found the car, and then they found out that it was connected to him, and then he like continued touring, and like I remember just kind of being like, huh, that's weird, but I like wasn't gonna like make any judgments yet, because I was like, well, maybe his car was stolen. If he's on tour, like that means that like he hasn't been around that car at least for a little while. Like I said, I didn't know when the tour date started, but it sounds like it started on August 5th, and if they didn't find the body until like, you know, like September 10th or something, you know, that's over a month. Like, but the neighbor did say that they had seen the car moving, like, you know, around a couple of times, but anyways, like over a month or two. But yeah, then last night they ended up releasing information about the remains that were in the car, and it ended up matching to a girl who is 15 right now. But stick with me on that, because there's like a couple of factors to that are a little confusing, that I kind of want to like make a timeline with you guys, because it's a little unclear. Like, because here, I'll show you. This is where I can pull something up. Hold on. This really sucks that I didn't get it together with enough time to be able to like actually like finish this all today, because I feel like I have like some crazy information. Like I feel like I'm talking too much, and I just really need to get that to like the actual information, because I have to go in like 20 minutes. So anyways, yeah, so then they ended up what? Oh, yeah, I was gonna pull up the picture and then share that with you guys. I took a bunch of screenshots of things. Okay. Oh, fuck. What the hell? Okay. Alrighty. And then I gotta go to share. Okay, perfect. Let me see here. Okay, here we go. So, this is who they ended up matching the remains to. And as you can see, the information here, I wonder if there's like a way to get rid of these pictures down here, but whatever. I guess I could go into this, right? whatever. Okay. So, her name is Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And so here it says she was last seen on April 5th, 2024. So that's last year in April. And her body was just found and identified yesterday, September 17th, 2025. So that means like she's been missing for like 16 months. Okay, and it says her age at the time that she went missing was 13. So this is another weird thing about all of this that's super shady, and like I just am like I feel really bad for everyone involved in this situation, because in my opinion it seems like rather clear, just all of my opinion, this is all like, you know, not truth, but it really seems like this dude did it and like has been living in this like alternative kind of reality and not really necessarily being completely based in reality. And like think of how much of a trip that would be, like having gone like through what he went through in the last couple of years. He just like totally blew up. So like his history a little bit is like he is a 20-year-old now, and he got famous around like when he was like 17 years old, and he got big on like TikTok and on like Discord or Twitch or YouTube or something, because he was like a streamer and he also was a gamer. He was like really into Fortnite, and like his plan was to become famous from like being the best player of Fortnite ever. And along the way, like he was getting a bunch of views on his videos, and he wasn't able to get paid for the videos because they were being copyrighted because of the songs that were playing like on the actual like video games. And so then he like was complaining to his mom about it apparently, and his mom was like, well, why don't you make the music yourself? And he was like, okay. And then he did it, and then he just started like blowing up. And like now apparently like this song that he made 2 years ago, which is a super creepy song, and I'm gonna play it for you guys and show you here, because I do like think, and I do have like a couple of different theories about all of this, but it does seem like he might have been really like each of his songs, each of his lyrics, like each of the way that he describes in a bunch of his like meetings that I'm going to talk about here, like are just bizarre. Like he does not seem to be, I don't know. We'll get into it. So anyways, here it says that she was 120 pounds. And like I said, when they said that they found the remains, they said like it was something like 70 pounds. So here's the other thing, is if they haven't seen her since last April, like who knows? And you know, it's interesting that the remains are just being found now. But like that to me says that there's two options here. Like, well, I guess there's three, but there's like one option that could be that she was killed. I don't know what the deal with this car is, but maybe it could have been like a complete setup and someone took the car and like tried to put it on David or whatever. But there's evidence that I will go into where there's been like there's proof and like people's like, you know, reports confirming that these two did know each other. And so like he would have been 19 last year when she disappeared. And when she disappeared, it sounds like she was 13. So that's like illegal if they were being a couple. And I guess her mother did confirm that when the last time that she was seen, she was reporting to have a boyfriend named David. Okay. And yeah. So then we also we're going to get into correspondences here where we see like information, and this is all stuff that I've seen in other people's like reporting or on like Reddit, but I'll share that with you to show like apparently these are just, you know, allegedly correspondences like on different social media accounts that seem like they connect Celeste to David. And the thing that I think is, I'm just going to kind of put this out here now and I'll back it up like as I move forward, but I think that either what what I'm seeing as a possibility, like the most likely options, and again, allegedly, this is just, totally my speculation, is that either he kidnapped her, which I think, yeah, and maybe kept her as some sort of slave, or like tortured her, and that's why she was like so emaciated and like weighed nothing when they ended up finding her remains, if that's like actually the case. And or was it like, because I've heard of cases, or like maybe I've watched like Datelines, or like other stupid, like, Law and Order crimes or something, but, or like TV shows, but it's like someone will red rum someone, and then in order to like slow down the like composition process, they'll like find somewhere where they can put this person, like a lot of people will like turn up the heat a bunch, so then they're like trying to like get rid of the evidence more quickly. Like that's what that one guy that did, that he like was boiling his parents' like head in like a huge vat of water on his stove, like after he had like decapitated them and stuff. It was crazy, and like I can't remember, but this guy was so weird. But anyways, why was I talking about that? Why the fuck was I talking about that? Oh, yeah, because he was trying to like ruin the evidence by like putting up the temperature and then ruining the evidence. But if you cool stuff down, it can like really help preserve the information. Like, for example, they say like Lake Superior like never gives up her dead because the water's so cold that the normal like microcosm, whatever microbiology shit that's in you, by like the bacteria and stuff that ends up starting to overtake your body, and like that's how you go into decomposition. Like the water's too cold that like that type of life can't sustain itself, so like the bodies will be almost like frozen in time. Same thing with like up on Mount Everest. Like I know a lot of times they'll say like when those bodies will stay up there after people like will pass away on the mountain, and then there's in the death zone, so like no one can take them back down, and then they're up there for like 20 years, and people are like, they just look like they were like preserved in time. Like maybe they like their clothes are starting to get like a little bit whatever, and like maybe with if there's like skin showing with the wind, but most of the time like if they're just kind of laying there peacefully, and you can still see like it's not like they like turned into mush and like whatever. So what I think could have happened here is last year when she went missing, like the person that red rummed her like maybe put her somewhere where it was cold and she wasn't able to decompose, and then maybe waited until he knew that he was going to be on tour for a long time and thought that this would be a good opportunity to have an alibi. Like, no, I couldn't have done that because I've been on tour this whole time, like, because he does seem, this David dude does seem super young-minded. Like, he's young. Like, I know 20 people are going to be like, he's not that young, but like, I mean, 20 is still pretty young, and I also feel like he didn't have like a lot of like experiences developmentally, and also I think he had like some actual like biological problems or neurological issues like combined. So I think that he just maybe isn't all that bright, and you can tell. I mean, and maybe he is. He's obviously like a musical genius, which I believe, and I could argue that he is definitely probably on the autism spectrum somewhere. Again, this is like just my opinions, not like diagnosing anyone without meeting them or anything. But I did go through like, and I found like a lot of examples of criteria for autism spectrum disorder that would totally fit him. So I'll get into those like as we move into those, because I can show you those in the, like, anyways. So yeah, like I think that maybe he wouldn't even like, maybe he'd be like, yeah, this is a perfect plan, and then obviously just like not have it be that perfect plan. And I also, like I mentioned a little bit briefly before, and I'll back this up too as I like move into some of the more like solid examples that I think show that he obviously is having some like major issue, was not based in reality. Like, I don't think that he was making decisions that were like I think he was being like pretty grandiose, like And like maybe even for real thinking that he lived in this like dual worlds and like a dream state and stuff, you know? Like I think he might have gotten like a little bit lost in a little bit of like nihilism and maybe some of that gamer stuff, you know? Okay, so anyways, let's move on. I have to go in like 10 minutes, but so yeah. So anyways, so everyone, you know, you're saying like, "Oh, well why would she be connected to David?" Okay, well then here are the things that show you. Okay. Here's David on this is from 7/4/22. So this is 2 years before she went missing. What the fuck? Who did he send it to someone? Okay, I cannot confirm this, but it says, any updates on the situation with your mom and other family? Are you able to go back to them? Like, so, anyways, apparently this was, like, written to her on X, or whatever this site is. Sorry, I don't have that information. But, yeah, allegedly this is to Celeste. So that shows that they were in contact with one another, if this is true, obviously. You know, 2 years before she went missing and 3 years before now. So that means if she now is 15, or would have been 15, then back then she would have been like 13 or even 12 when they were hanging out. You know, like what is he talking about here? Okay, here, this is so that's him. And then this is from his music video, okay? And, like, he came out with just, like, I think he has, like, one LP. He doesn't have, like, a ton of songs, but, like, I was able to watch, like, 9 or 10 of them today. And, oh, my God, every single one of them connects to her, Celeste. And I believe what happened possibly between him and her, or I don't know if it's all completely true, but I do feel like the reality of what actually happened is being expressed in some way, shape, or form, like in his songs and his art. So if you can see here, like this is a girl that you see in almost all of his videos, and almost all of his songs are about love, and that they're like kind of like an immature thing about love, you know. And he always has this same type character, like the same looking woman in his videos. And also, and this is like what I think is really interesting and helps kind of connect to my belief of him just being like a little bit, you know, disassociated from reality, like that he also in these videos has a kind of type like alternative personality that is there. And also, which I think is really creepy, and I'll start showing you, is like his kind of thing has been like really bloody stuff, like very violent, talking about like red rumming her and him not wanting to live, and like all of the people that are into him and like show up like will have like white shirts with like just like blood splattered like all over them. And I think that that's because that's what he looks like in a lot of the videos, is he's wearing this white outfit, and then he also is blindfolded. So I do think that that's like a way of him understanding and processing some of the things that have happened and that he's done like over the last couple of years with her and just in life. But look at how similar this actress looks, and who knows, I don't know, maybe this could even be her, but I don't think it is, because I think people would have mentioned that because they'd obviously just be like, look at the music videos. But look at how similar, right? So I feel like I don't know, right? Okay, and this one says, what the fuck? Okay, low vibrational head rat of 2024. And then this is from 5/10/2022, so this is just what, a couple months before this one. It says, when I was writing this, I got a notie from you as you were talking about wanting to be with your mom and your sister again. Take me where I belong. But our circumstances won't allow us to be in our ideal situations. We gotta push through it, bro. Okay, to me, this is weird. Like, this sounds like it's pretty disorganized, and like maybe a little bit like, you know, delusional, or like not reality based, or like I said, just disorganized. Like not totally based in like what's actually going on. It says, as you were talking about wanting to be with your mom and sister again, so I feel like maybe she was like staying with him and she was like, I want to go back with my mom and dad, or my mom and sister. I don't know if I mentioned this before, and this is all hearsay, but something else that I've heard, because people are like, what the hell, where are her parents? Like, why was she like at 13 hanging out with like a 17, 18-year-old, 19-year-old guy? And this is totally, speculation. But I mean, a lot of times people don't come from the greatest families, and maybe like her family like was a single mother, and her mom like worked a bunch, and she didn't have a ton of supervision, and so she was able to like be a little bit more independent as she was younger, and that's how she ended up like meeting an older person, or blah blah blah. And like her parents maybe not being as worried about it, or her mom not like checking on her as much, or maybe not having the ability to do it. Like, it sounds like she was probably able to be pretty independent, but, or I don't know for sure, but I would assume that that might be what the case is. But also, like, someone mentioned that there was something about like PIMPING, like her younger sister out. So that just to me suggests someone that is like, I don't know whether that means she's doing that to her sister, or someone was doing it to her as a little sister, or what's going on there. But either way, like, again, that's like just totally alleged. I have no idea where that information really came from, but this is all just rumors that I've heard. And I do feel like maybe she was coming from a family or background that, was not very put together, and maybe there was like some abuse or just difficult situations that maybe she would want to like escape. But here it says he's like talking about wanting to be with your mom and sister again, and then back here again, this is like now 2 months after he wrote this. Any updates on the situation with your mom and other family? Are you able to go back to them? Like, what the fuck does that mean? That sounds so crazy. Okay, so this is on from Reddit. Someone says, apparently this was deleted. It says, this guy's a weirdo. A close friend's little sister from the IE ran away last year. I don't know what the IE is. And this is who she was with. IE might be like the detention center or something. We think, this was the thing that I was just talking about. We think her sister was her out. A close friend's little sister from IE ran away last year, and this is who she was with. We think her sister was pimping. Oh, wow. So Celeste ran away with this close friend's little sister, and that it sounds like Celeste's older sister was maybe like having her meet up with guys or something, or hang. So again, like, this might not be a great family situation, but it says she was in 7th grade at the time. LAPD swept his place in the hills. I'm terrified that that's who is in the car. Oh, okay, apparently this was like, okay, yeah, that's right, this was made before they found out who Celeste was. And this person was commenting being like, I'm pretty sure it was this David dude, and this is what I heard about it, because she was like with my friend's little sister, and her sister was like doing this to her. She was in the 7th grade, so again, she was like, what, 12 or 13? And she's like, LAPD swept his place in the hills. She was in 7th grade at the time. LAPD swept his place in the hills. Does that mean at the time that she disappeared? Oh my god, this is scary. Yeah, I'm terrified that's who is in the car. Nobody has heard from her in months. I won't release names, as she's still a minor, but she was from Lake Elsinore, and that is like what ends up coming up with her. She's from Lake Elsinore, and her age would have been the same age as 7th grade. Shady as F. Okay, what is this one? Okay, this one says her date of birth. This was from a video online that I watched of him. Her date of birth was 9/7/10. So on 5/10/22, the tweet in question, she would be 11 years old. Is that math right? Oh wow, fuck yeah, it is. The article is saying that her body was discovered on 9/8/25. Weird. So one day before her birthday. She literally turned 15 the day before her body was found. But honestly, I bet she didn't live to see that birthday. That's just sad. A very sad, short, and tragic life. Okay. Oops. Wait, what's this? Oh, here's another one. Celeste and David, don't let me sleep. This is like a screenshot from someone's on the phone with these two, and that apparently, like, people, I think her mom said that looks like her, and that's him. Oh, this was a weird one. Okay, maybe I should wait till these videos to play them till tomorrow. Well, okay, what I am gonna do, because I'm just gonna, okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. Is from, like, some of his videos, right? This is from Queen Sheba that I got. She's got really good stuff. Oh, another thing was both Celeste and David apparently, hypothetically, or allegedly have written on their fingers, like tattooed, like they might have the same tattoos as each other. Like, look at this. What is this? Oh wait, this is something else. I'll show. I just really want to show you Celeste in here. Okay. Anyways, he lied about her age. Okay, we can go over these tomorrow. I'll come. This was the song that he wrote that made him famous. Isn't that creepy, dude? And look at it. It has like 1 billion streams, yo. Look at that. What the fuck? Here it says, when Celeste went missing, her family has on the flyer she was 5'3", 120 pounds. 1 year later, when she was found decomposed in the Tesla, she was 73 or 25 pounds. It says, I heard rumors that they were dating for a year or 2 years in a relationship when he was 19, and also she was being pimped by someone. R.I.P. to her. Wow. Okay, this was something else that I like want to look back into. Okay, these were all things that I thought were like relevant that I took videos of, but I just want, oh, damn it. I just want to show you, like, here we go. Hold on, damn it. What did I do? Fuck. Okay, is this it? No. What the fuck, damn it. Oh my god. This is a leaked song called Celeste. Okay, I can't remember exactly what the words are to that one, but I really want to show you guys another one called Ghost. And like all of this has the same stuff. They all have that same girl in the picture. Like, why do you not love me? Torture me, I can't forget. He might have you. Hold on, he said, but I've got your ghost. What? God knows it's true. I love you the most. But we both know what I have to do. What? Eyes looking right through me. Why? Why can't I hear your heartbeat? Just a dream, just a dream. You wish, David, this was just a dream. Don't wake me up. Make believe fantasy, you wish. Dance with me under the moon above. He might have you, but I've got your ghost. And we both know that's the real you. God knows it's true. Wait. And we both know that's the real you. Her ghost is? Okay, creepy. God knows it's true. Okay, getting a little, like, you know, religiosity here. And he said he's like a super big Christian. God knows it's true. I love you the most. That's creepy. And we both know what I have to do. Like, I'm kind of like, why? I've never heard this guy before, but all of his lyrics are creepy as fuck. She's so happy when she's with me. Leave me in this dream. Don't be nasty. Let's keep this perfect memory. Okay, and then, hold on, let me see if I can find, because I want to play the actual, oh, this was weird too. All of them have to do with, like, look at, here he is sitting here shot. All of them have guns in them, and a lot of times it's like roles reversed, like he's the one. It's so weird, you guys. And look at this. This is so creepy. What? Weird, dude. Wait, hold on. Sorry, the song. I should have figured this out before. Oh, wait. Maybe. Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, fuck. No, actually, I know. I'm going to just share this one thing with you, and then I got to go. But then I'll for sure be back on tomorrow, because this is, like, pretty messed up stuff. And I have, like, a lot of actual, like, kind of, like, insight. I feel like some psychological theories that I want to share with you guys. What the fuck, dude? Why does this always happen? Oh, here we go. Okay. Link to romantic homicide. Okay. Yeah, and I'm excited to kind of like play some of these, because he goes way more into detail about some of the characters that he's created, and I do think that the lyrics are like really, like, if you guys have time, I would definitely recommend watching some of his videos if you're interested in this. Can we just fucking open it, motherfuckers? Okay, here we go. Where am I? It's pretty good. Oh wait, I wasn't gonna play that shit because of the copyright lyrics. I have another one where he actually does talk. Like, he sings it, but there's no, like, music behind it. So I was thinking I could have you, because he just sings it a cappella, and I don't think I'd get copyrighted for that. Oh, here. This is his character where he's, like, blindfolded, and, but even just the name, romantic homicide. Yikes. Yikes. Jeez. I want to find out, like, what her autopsy says, like, how she actually, the manner of... Anyways, okay, so I think I gotta go now, because I'm supposed to be meeting someone at 6. Oh, here's another one, Locked and Loaded. I thought this one... So, yeah, like I said, there's a lot... Look, here's another one. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, any hoozles. I gotta go, but I'm glad that I finally got on here. I'm proud of myself, but I'm sorry that I've been gone for the last couple of weeks, and I hope everyone is doing well. If you are still here, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you all, and please check in with me tomorrow, where I will for sure be live sometime during the day. Alright, peace and love. Bye.